What is up, folders? Here we have book review number 3 by Shuki Kato, and it is Origami Nature Study. Now, before I continue this video, I just want to say thank you so much to all those that watched my 20,000 subscriber special where I said origami 20,000 times. It took me just 5 hours. Super easy. I might do it tomorrow, who knows. Not, of course I won't, but anyway, thank you so much for watching, and that was a real nightmare to do. At 400 I was dying to give up and just end the stream, but then I realised I'm not a quitter, I don't give up, so I pushed through. Anyway, Nature Study by Shuki Kato, probably the most anticipated book. Now, I did say this in the last episode, between this and Works of Satoshi Kimiya 3, but this easily beats it by far because everybody wants to make Shuki Kato models and everyone's knew that he was making a book, but we just didn't know exactly when it would be released, and here it is. So first of all, we're just going to look at the cover. Now, it's a really solid, completely smooth front cover, and it's really nice as well. There's kudu on the front, then we have some at the back, and really solid. I'm not sure if it's like wood or solid cardboard or what type of material you would call that, but it's really rigid, it's sturdy, and if you bash it against things it will not take it, or it will keep its shape. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have really solid outer cover. Next, we're just going to open up a page, and then here we have completely white pages, the best part of the book. Well, again, it'd be cool if you signed it there, that would have been awesome. Anyway, next page we have, of course, Shuki Kato, and then we have the models that are in the book. So we have the simple dragon, the bear cub, the common goldfish, brachiosaurus, simple dragonfly, and the diplodocus, if that's how you pronounce that, another dinosaur. He loves his dinos. We've got a complex dragonfly, a grey wolf, I'm not going to pronounce that. We have paper. Oh, no, not. I thought that was the name of the model there. I was going to say there's a mistake. No, it's just a picture. American bison. We have the Asian elephant, his giraffe, his giganto, and we also have his Bactrian camel, the greater kudu, African elephant, and the giganto. I just said that. And what's cool is he also tells us the paper he used for it. So for instance, the dragonfly, we have the Gerald paper, which I've never used. We have elephant hide for the wolf. That is quite a thick paper for a model like that, so that's pretty neat. Origami, Ogami, Yoshi, I'm not sure what that paper is, I've never used it before. Korean Hanji, Ogami, so a good mixture of paper, and we have really nice colourful models, and of course pictures of them. Now, bear in mind that this is probably a book for advanced folders. Again, anyone is capable of getting it, but they are quite complex models in this. So it's a 5-star difficulty by far. And then if we go to the next page, we have the index, and this is what I was talking about, the stars. So we have the difficulty scale. So we have, for simple it is 1 star, for intermediate it's 2, high intermediate / 3, complex 4, super complex 5. And what he has done is, the way he put the models in the book, the ones at the start are the easiest, the ones at the end are the most complex. I'm not sure if other books do this. I don't think like Kimiya's books do that, or do they? I'm not sure. Anyway, I think they do as well, but that's pretty neat as well, and it tells you as well. So if you want to make the Asian elephant, you have 5-star difficulty, so be prepared to struggle when you make that. And same with the giganto, or a simple dragonfly is 2 stars. Do we have any 1-star models? I don't think we do. Well, we have no 1-star models, so basically this is an intermediate above book if you're looking to get it. So we have no 1-star models. I actually thought there was 1 stars. I never even noticed that. Yeah, we've only got the dragonfly, diplo, even the common goldfish is more complex than the dino, or the dragonfly. So there's a good range of difficulty. So intermediate above, I would say, is this book. Then some preface and forewords, introductions, and different languages as well. And we have again the basic terms and procedures and the symbols. So this is how he does it. So this is how he's diagrammed how to do his. So it's good to read over and just try to get an understanding of what he does, and then that'll prepare you for following the diagrams. And then there's more complex ones like your spread sinks, sinks in and out, closed sinks, unsinks, LA stretches, my favourite move ever. No, in fact, closed sinks are my favourites. It's just so satisfying to do a closed sink. And then when I use my wee tool just to make it all neat, it's just, it's brilliant. It's so good. So my favourite would be closed sinks and then LA stretches. I don't think I've got a third one. Open sinks or unsinks or no, spread sinks. Yeah, maybe spread sinks. So closed sink, LA stretch, spread sink. But that's me, and yeah, I love doing those. Anyway, you have other symbols. So again, reference points on how he folds it. And he does some crazy reference points for the complex models, so it's good to have a wee practice at doing those. And then I'm trying to hit this camera, so it's going to keep shaking. Right, so let's flick through a few pages. We've done the outer cover, we've done the index, the pictures, so we're going to look at the quality of the diagrams. Now, let's just flip over to here. And what Shuki does is, if you don't know, he does extremely complex models, and he does extremely good at diagramming them. He is one of the best diagrammers out there, because it is, like for instance this, so it shows you making the crease, and then this part right here, you've got the wee tiny details of collapse as shown using existing creases as guides. And then what he normally does is, he will show you the inside view, so I don't think we've got any here. Oh yeah, we do have in the Giganto, so let me just try and find that step. Not sure which one it is. Yeah, here we go. So step 167, zoom in. So step 167, unsink the far pockets. Refer to the next step for the inside view. Now a lot of people don't do this from the diagram, and this is a real neat touch. So it's basically helping you in a 3D way. We have the top view and inside view, and it makes it much easier, and maybe not easier to collapse it, but easier to understand what to do. And so it's a really neat touch that goes into that much detail to make his steps as easy as possible for everyone that attempts it. So it's a really neat touch that he does that. Now we're just going to flick back. Oh yeah, so for instance, the pre-creasing, this is what we have. So this is Shuki Kato in his prime. We have, if you are preparing to fold models of complexity in this book, then be prepared to have lots of weird angled creases. For instance, like here to a reference point here, and then meet up from here to here. Again, he does a lot of confusing pre-creasing, which you really need to take your time and try to do it as neat as possible. Let me try and find some more. For instance, we have again lots of these. So creases like this, you need to pay attention to where the dashed or dotted lines end up. You need to count down exactly where it is, and then make sure you're doing the right one, because if you do the wrong one, you've screwed it all up. So it's important that when you do pre-creasing from this book, you really take your time, because it gets complicated, and if you've made a mistake at the beginning, then those mistakes will build up over time. And how he does it with diagramming is very smart. What's cool is, if you look at the crease pattern, we notice that the way Shuki does it is he pre-creases in a way that doesn't have any extra creases on the parts that get seen. So for instance, this part right here, the top right, is all clear. That is the head. And then we have this part right here, and then I think it's a combination of these parts make up the front part, this part here. So this big bit is here, and then this back part is here, and then the back bit, I think I just did that bit, one of those bits is the back leg. Anyway, it's super neat how he does that. You can basically see the model, the outline of the model from the crease pattern. Same with the Giganto. The tail is perfectly clean. We have the top parts of the body, the side bits, and then the head is somewhere in here. So Shuki pre-creases in an efficient manner, so you don't get any extra creases on the outside. What was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I completely forgot. Oh yeah, and what's amazing is, I'll zoom out, flip for some pages so you can just look while I'm talking. What's amazing is, when Shuki Kato made these models, he found a way to collapse it, a flat foldable collapse, which my friend Mark has always been fascinated by, because how can you make models so complex and then find a flat folding sequence to make it without making any of these extra creases? So when he comes to that, he is an absolute genius, and I have no idea how he does it. Again, we have really nice diagrams and tell you exactly what to do, so it's always good to make sure you don't miss any. Again, so we'll look at a simple model, so the bear cub. Then what's good is it's always in 3D as well, so we have a 3D view. So the spread sitting in the corner, you can see where the mounting folds are. So you can see there's two at the back, two at the front, or one or two at the front here, and then they must continue around. So it's a good thing to note that. And again, those little details really help make it much easier. What else can I talk about? What other things can I talk about in future book reviews? So we've done the outer cover, the index, the contents, some diagram examples of detailed crease patterns. I'm not sure what else. I'll probably need to look up things to actually cover. Oh yeah, and the one thing that I think Shuki could do, maybe, is for creases that, this is my only bit of criticism for the book, and I think for most designers as well, when you have creases like this, when it says fold and unfold, anyone reading that would assume that you do that through, for anyone reading that, you would assume you would do that through both layers, but when you do it through both layers, the crease on top will probably most likely line up, but because of the layer, the piece on the layer on the bottom has an extra layer on top, so it won't line up as perfectly. So it would maybe be good to add an crease through individual layers separately under each of these steps, or say at the start, just to make it more better, so you get more precise, because well, yeah, like you don't want to fold all these layers up. Yeah, I'm just done. You don't want to fold up all these layers to try and neaten it all up. No, do it through at the same time, otherwise they won't be as accurate. And these creases need to be accurate, because look at the angles of them. look how many we need to do, and again, especially ones like this as well. So it's good to be important to try and do it through layers separately and individually. So what I did for this one is unfold it and then just fold this edge down, align it along the middle edge, and then just make a crease through both of those intersections, and then do the same on the other side just to connect them up. So I would definitely not do it through all layers as the diagram says, but it's maybe you don't know that, so it's a good tip to do it through each layer individually if possible. Yeah. And again we have his new, not the newest one, this was the newest version when the book came out. He has done a I think it's a 6.0 where he's got eyes on it and a few other things. And then what's cool is he also has, I'm not going to show all this but not too much, he has piece patterns from different years, so 10 years apart nearly, and you can compare the difference, see how far they've come. It's a real neat touch. Anyway, that is the book review. I will leave a link in the description so you can buy this, and I hope you get it. Support Shuki, an amazing designer, amazing folder, and he deserves it. He deserves your support. And what's also cool is, I should say this at the start, but I think I'll say it at the end anyway. On the origami forum, there is a page, I think it's under Shuki Kato's, I'll link it in the description as well, where it was created about 6-7 years ago, and it was him talking about making a book, and everyone's commenting saying what models are you going to include, and then he's like, I think I'll do this, I think I'll do that. So you're basically able to read his thought process on making this book from the very start, and it's all in origami form. I'll make sure to link that in the description. Do not forget, Grant, as you normally do, and it's a really nice, neat read. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. My folders.